One Zambia, One Nation. Welcome to Zanis News. I'm your presenter, Sarah Miti, and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Mulea. Top stories in the news. President Hichilema in Mongo for Kuomboka. Vice President calls for protection of workers' rights. Government starts receiving winter maize. Plus Zambia, Tanzania strengthen ties to foster economic development. President Hakainde Hichilema is in Mongo to attend the 2024 Kuomboka ceremony scheduled for tomorrow, Saturday. While in Mongo, President Hichilema is expected to meet the clergy and other faith-based organizations.
President Hakainde Hichilema is in Mongo district for a 3-day working visit. The head of state was received at Mongo Airport by Western Province Minister Kapelwa Mbangweta and other senior government and party officials. Upon arrival, President Hichilema held a rally where he called for peace in the nation.
We respect our heritage. We respect the Litunga. We respect Mwine Lubemba. We respect all the other traditional leaders, including headmen like me in Dunas. We are the custodians of culture and heritage. So let's have a peaceful Kuomboka.
President Hichilema has further called on the people to support his administration in delivering development.
What we want is to focus our eyes on the ball. Development. That's our focus.
Other people that spoke at the meeting include Western Province Minister Kapelwa Mbangweta and Mongo Mayor Nyambe Muyumbana.
So there is no reason why they should not embrace you. As a matter of fact, now the people of Western Province appreciate how their taxes are working for them.
During his 3-day working visit, President Hichilema is expected to hold other engagements, including leaders of the church and other faith-based organizations. He will also be among many who will attend the 2024 Kuomboka ceremony on Saturday. Amos Zulu, Mongo.
President Hakainde Hichilema has advised farmers not to sell their maize at a low price because government will increase the floor price for the commodity. President Hichilema says the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, will be buying maize grain at an increased price from the 280 kwacha, which was set in last year's maize market season. He said in a speech read for him by Minister of Agriculture Mtolo Piri at the 10th GATT Agriculture Expo in Chiwombo that the maize floor price will be announced soon. Vice President Mtalena Lumango has implored the Zambia Federation of Employers, ZFE, to sensitize investors on the rights of workers in Zambia as provided for in the country's labor laws. Mrs. Nalumango says the government is already providing an enabling business environment to sustain both local and foreign investment, but the responsibility remains on ZFE to guide investors to ensure employees are protected. Mupesendo reports that the Vice President said this when she officiated at the 56th ZFE Annual General Meeting in Lusaka.
The Zambia Federation of Employers has held its 56th Annual General Meeting to review the maintenance of industrial peace and harmony in a quest to achieve a decent work agenda for Zambia. Officiating at the event, Vice President Mtalena Lumango tasked ZFE to ensure that foreign employers are sensitized on the country's labor laws.
You have seen this relationship. It's really symbiotic. You cannot talk of employer without employee. And that is why I appreciate the fact that you are sensitizing. Your duty has been to sensitize employers on compliance to the laws as regards the employees, and ensure that when new foreign investors come in the country, you quickly reach out and sensitize them on the rights of workers in Zambia.
Mrs. Nalumango further stated that government is addressing the issue of skills mismatch that has been of concern in the private sector.
Skills mismatch has mainly been as a result of low collaboration between industry and the training institutions, especially in the area of curriculum development. I have been informed today that there is currently an initiative called Skills Development for Increased Employability Program. This has money reserved for it amounting to 6.5 million euros funded by the European Union.
So responsiveness and effectiveness of policies is the interest of your government, my social partners. And so whatever we put on the table to deliberate, we are only trying to ensure that we are responsive to every one of the Zambians.
ZFE and the Zambia Congress of Trade Union presented concerns that they feel require the government's consideration.
To overcome the high level of unemployment, especially youth unemployment in particular, the government has to address the constraints to increasing production levels in the private sector, such that more formal sector jobs should become available.
And when we meet on the round table, we'll be able to tell them, give us the reasons you see why NEMA should go back to there. Currently, you have done very well under NEMA. But let's get rid of the parasites. We don't need them. It's a viable scheme. It's being supported by workers.
The ILO is committed towards supporting ZFE in its quest to become a stronger and more representative voice of business through the strengthening of the services offered to existing and potential members through enhanced capacity to analyze the business environment and influence policy development at the national, regional, and international levels.
Companies and individual employers were awarded for their exceptional performance in upholding the labor laws. Wope Center for Zanis in Osaka.
In agriculture news, the Agriculture Climate Action Foundation has commended governments through the Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, for signing an investment promotion and protection agreement with Blooming Chemical Industry Limited for the construction of a fertilizer plant in Siavonga District. Foundation Executive Director Oliver Bulaya says the upcoming plant, which is said to generate 520,000 tons of urea and 300,000 tons of synthetic ammonia annually, is a positive investment that will alleviate the challenges faced by farmers in the district. In a statement issued to Zanis, Dr. Bulaya explained that the agreement, which represents a significant investment valued at $845 million United States dollars, will not only contribute to the supply of fertilizer inputs but also benefit the entire country. He further stated that the collaboration between ZDA and Blooming Chemical Industry Limited underscores the commitment of government to develop the agriculture industry and provide sustainable solutions to the challenges faced by farmers.
This investment is a win situation for local farmers and the entire nation by reducing reliance on importation of fertilizer. Zambia will be able to save resources, and this will also address shortfall of the commodities in terms of fertilizer, and for this investment to be able to increase in terms of the supply of this commodity in our country, and it in turn help out in terms of lowering production cost, because it will create a competition in the sector, and it can contribute effectively to lowering the prices of this commodity.
Also in agriculture, government has announced that it has started receiving winter maize from its contracted commercial farmers. Agriculture Minister Mutolo Piri has told Zanis in an exclusive interview that so far government has already received more than 4,000 metric tons of maize. Kalani Muchima now reports.
In his own words, President Hakainde Hichilema says the drought experienced in the country provide an opportunity to think outside the normal farming pattern, realizing that climate change is here to stay. When he declared drought as a national disaster and emergency, the president quickly mobilized farmers to venture into early maize production. Now, Agriculture Minister Mtolo Piri has announced that government has started receiving the early maize from its contracted farmers.
Right now, we have started receiving the early maize that we contracted from the farmers. We have started receiving. As we are talking, we have received more than 4,000 metric tons already, and it's coming. Remember, it's a combination of about 150. The FRA contracted directly itself about 86,500, and it's coming. It's coming. GTAZ contracted the balance. We'll put this together. It will come. And we have also contracted a few farmers to do winter maize. It might be not as profitable, but big companies like Zambia have tried it. They have done a total of 1,200 hectares of winter maize, of which, of course, 375 hectares or so is for seed maize. So we are expecting maize to come on, and we will therefore cross over into the new season.
The minister has also clarified that government had to sell part of the maize it found when it got into office so as to pay farmers who supplied maize to the Food Reserve Agency FRA, as they were being owed a lot of money.
When we got into government, indeed we found some reasonable stock in reserve, but the maize was not paid for. The maize which was bought in the very last years was not paid for. And I needed money to go and pay those farmers. But at that time, we had just come into office. The Treasury was in trouble, was looking for resources. So I was told, sell the maize, pay the farmers. So we sold the maize in order to pay the farmers. I've said this over and over and over again. There was more than 2.8 billion, if I'm not mistaken, of maize which was unpaid for. That's a lot of grain.
The minister has since assured the country that government has put in place safeguards to ensure that citizens in all the 84 districts that were severely affected by the drought are taken care of. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Osaka.
Thank you, Kalan. And now on our business segment, over 200 students have graduated at the Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply's 60th graduation ceremony held today at the government complex. Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima, who was represented by the ministry's Human Resource Director Kasonde Mwila, emphasized the importance of procurement and its strategic role in Zambia's economic growth. Audrey Kalinga covered the event and brought back this report.
259 students have graduated with diplomas in procurement and supply management at the Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply in a colorful 60th graduation ceremony. Officiating at the ceremony, Education Minister Douglas Siakalima, represented by Minister of Education Director Human Resources Kasonde Mwila, urged the graduates to serve the country with the high standard of professionalism.
I extend my heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable achievement. By successfully completing your training at ZIPS, you have positioned yourselves as value assets not only to the organization you serve, but to our nation as a whole. Your dedication and commitment to excellence in procurement and supply will play a crucial role in driving our country's economic development. Embrace the opportunities that lie ahead. Continue to expand your knowledge and skills and strive for excellence in all your endeavors.
Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply President Daniel Kavamba emphasized the importance of supply and procurement management in Zambia's economic growth while appreciating various partners for supporting the procurement and supply chain management education.
As you embark on this journey on your profession, I urge you to uphold the values of integrity, transparency and accountability that have been instilled in you during your learning time at ZIPS. Your role as procurement professionals goes beyond administrative functions. You are the strategic drivers of the economic growth and development, and you embrace the opportunities that lie ahead of you, and let your knowledge and skills unleash the economic potential of this nation called Mother Zambia. Please remember that you can never be a procurement and supplies manager if you are not a supplier manager.
On behalf of the students, Peter Chisha gave a vote of thanks.
I want to express our deepest appreciation to the members of staff from various institutions of learning and the Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply, ZIPS. Your dedication, guidance, and unwavering support have been instrumental in shaping us into the individuals we are today. You have not only imparted knowledge in us, but also instilled us with the values, perseverance and resistance and integrity. We say thank you. Allow me to begin by thanking our guest of honor, sir, for accepting to grace this day with your presence. And thank you for your very insightful address, which you have given. It has helped us, and it has indeed opened us ways and means on how we are continuing improving in our profession.
The graduation ceremony was held under the theme, Empowering Procurement Excellency Through Training, Unleashing Economic Potential, Shaping Resilience Futures. Audrey Kalenga for Zanis in Lusaka.
Still on business news, Zambia has continued to strengthen its bilateral relations with other countries in the region in a bid to foster development in the country and across borders. To this effect, the Zambian delegation of senior government officials met with their Tanzanian counterparts at Tunduma in Tanzania to discuss and resolve some outstanding issues that are still hindering the final implementation of the bilateral agreement on commerce and trade. Meanwhile, in Southern Province, Provincial Minister Credo Nanjua says the province is ready to partner with investors in the banking, mining, agriculture and tourism sectors to add value to the economic status of the region. Mr. Nanjua says the investors should leverage on the plan by the provincial administration to set up a beef economic zone and also to invest in various sectors that are already thriving. The minister said this in Choma when Indo-Zambia Bank paid a courtesy call on him. We have more in the following report.
Investors play a crucial role in the growth of local businesses, particularly in startups and emerging technologies. And Southern Province Administration is positioning itself for economic expansion and is calling for more investors, such as the banking sector.
Basically, we are calling for investments in the province in all sectors, be it in the banking sector. We want more participants in the financial sector to help our people. We need a lot of sensitization by the professionals, such as the banks themselves, to take them through on what projects they're actually trying to embark on and how to utilize these soft loans that they are getting through government facilitation. So your presence there in Namwala is a welcome move.
Indo-Zambia Bank is the latest on the cards with intentions of establishing different branches.
We want to set up our presence where branches are not there, where banking facilities are not there. So we are targeting the small areas where we can grow along with the community, where we can make some footprints so that the community also take the leverage of the strength of the Indo-Zambia Bank. And yesterday when we met PS, he has also suggested one more place. I think in the province, I think you people are planning for bringing the beef economic zone. I think Nawala.
The bank also assured the minister that it will work with the provincial administration to reach out to more CDF beneficiaries and rural communities.
And you know very well, you may appreciate also, we are administering so many CDF council accounts across Zambia. I think here itself in in your province itself, the Choma, Pemba.
What we are saying then, Honorable, is if there are any districts or any councils within the province which are still having problems around CDF revolving loans or grants to youths or women groups, we are ready as Indo-Zambia Bank to move in.
Plans to establish a beef economic zone in Namwala district is also underway.
It's really a true issue when you talk of opening a beef zone. That is one of our targets that we are working on as provincial administration, and we are so grateful that the ministry and cabinet, they have agreed to our anticipation of creating livestock and beef zone along the Gafiwe Flats.
Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Choma District, Southern Province.
More on business news, USAID Zambia Mission Director Peter Weibler has reaffirmed the organization's commitment to help boost the economy through the creation of an enabling business environment for Zambia. Mr. Weibler was speaking when he paid a courtesy call on Mpika District Commissioner David Siame. Here are the details.
He has reaffirmed the organization's support to the people of Mpika through the creation of an enabling business environment. USAID Zambia Mission Director Peter Weibler says the American people would like to empower small and medium enterprises in agriculture and other sectors. Mr. Weibler said this when he paid a courtesy call on Mpika District Commissioner David Siame.
But just more broadly, we're interested in trying to find ways to change the business enabling environment for the better, to help it transform, but also to work with small and medium-sized enterprises, whether they're agricultural or other types, to help grow the economy, create jobs, and create opportunities.
Mpika District Commissioner David Siame has commended the USAID for the support being rendered to community members in the district.
We would like to extend our gratitude for the assistance that is not a one thing off, the assistance rendered to our government in various programs. Specifically developmental programs.
We are very happy with the USAID support, especially in the last mile distribution. This innovation has really helped to ensure that commodities reach the facility, the service delivery points, where they're supposed to be.
Mr. Weibler concluded his visit to Mpika District with a tour of the Zamsa Hub. Peggy Gotinyu for Zanis and Mpika, Muchinga Province.
The last item on our business segment comes from the Copperbelt Province, where the Zambia National Commercial Bank, ZANACO Chief Commercial Officer Charlie Mwefyenyi says the bank is committed to supporting Zambia's economic transformation for the benefit of the people in years to come. Mr. Mwefyenyi notes that the bank has been supporting businesses, investors, and communities on the Copperbelt and the country at large by providing a wide range of solutions and expertise to facilitate sustainable growth and prosperity. He said this at the ZANACO Economic Review and Cocktail at Protea in Ndola.
To mitigate the economic challenges being faced by the people and capitalize on the opportunities, as well as build a bright future for the people in the Copperbelt Province and beyond, the Zambia National Commercial Bank has held an economic review. Various stakeholders drawn from business sectors were brought on board to discuss how the bank can help in sustaining economic growth.
The bank's loan portfolio to the mining sector stands at over $158 million, covering global and large corporates, mid corporates, emerging corporates, and SMEs. It is also pleasing to note that the recent successful debt restructuring agreement between Zambia and its Eurobond holders has laid a foundation for a more stable and resilient economic future for our country. And as a bank that is turning 55 years this August, we want to pledge our commitment to supporting Zambia's economic transformation for many years to come.
The rebounding of the mining sector on the Copperbelt Province gives new hope to the region.
Copper mines, Luanshya copper mines, Konkola copper mines will be a new era of growth and reinvigoration for the region. These strategic investments not only demonstrate the attractiveness of Zambia's mining industry, but also underscore the potential for increased production, job creation, social and economic development in the Copperbelt Province.
Like as before, John, I think we appreciate the challenges we're facing in 2024. So we're forecasting a slowdown in economic growth. I spoke to 5.8% for 2023. In 2024, from our own forecast, we are seeing a 2.8% expansion in growth. That's a significant slowdown. A similar number is coming from the World Bank in their April 2024 forecast. They are seeing 2.7% growth. Of course, beyond this year, the outlook looks encouraging. We see a rebound on the horizon and a number of factors actually, the mining sector being the biggest of all the things that we're seeing. So I expect a turnaround in the mining sector. Maybe it may not happen this year, given that the fruits of mining investment come with a lag. So invest today, you're not going to see output today, the number of things you have to put in place.
The Ndola Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for affordable interest rates for the business enterprises.
Saying the big, strong, reliable bank, we want you to walk the talk. To start, your one-size-fits-all type of banking does not really work for SMEs. We also want you to start funding startup businesses. The tick boxes for SMEs to get loans, it's just too long, you need to reduce on that. The interest rates are too high. Please continue. So we will appreciate big, strong, reliable when you really become a people's bank.
Nelly Boto reporting for Zanis in Ndola.
Thank you, Nelly. We take our first break. We'll be back shortly with more exciting stories. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss. Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Now, Chesefo district in Eastern Province has been hit by an outbreak of measles. So far, the district has recorded 33 suspected cases of the disease. District Surveillance Officer Jacob Banda says 8 out of the 11 samples collected were taken to the University Teaching Hospital, UTH, in Osaka for examination, and 4 samples tested positive for measles. Speaking during the epidemic preparedness meeting at Emusa Day Secondary School, Mr. Banda explained that 2 positive tests out of 5 suspected cases of measles confirms the outbreak. He said the first case was recorded in March at Lusunta Rural Health Center, and there has been an increase in cases since then. Mr. Banda further explains that an outbreak of rash in Pikamalaza was also recorded but has not yet been classified as measles. Meanwhile, Chesefo District Health Director Aaron Mwango said his office plans to engage the Zambian National Public Health Institute, ZNPHI, to help contain the outbreak. Now, all the Zambia News and Information Service, Zanis officers in the 16 districts of Western Province have been equipped with cameras. Namakau Kayombo reports that Zanis Director Lois Saili has handed over the last 6 cameras following the first consignment of 10 cameras received last year.
Director of the Zambia News and Information Services, Lois Saili, has embarked on a visit to Western Province to assess the operations and challenges faced by information officers in the region. Upon arrival, the director paid a courtesy call on the Provincial Assistant Secretary and Mongo District Commissioner. The director interacted with Zanis officers stationed at the provincial office in Mongo District.
I am fully aware of what is happening in the province. Just like I'm aware of what is happening in the entire country. vis-a-vis operations of our department. And we did present to the minister a document containing all our challenges.
For a long time, the Department of Zanis in Western Province has been operating with 3 cameras servicing the entire province. But now, the province has received cameras in all the 16 districts.
I think now over 60 districts now have the small cameras for the DIOs. And for Western Province, we have brought the last set of 6 cameras, hoping that now every district will have a camera. Our next step is to take care of the other tools, the computers and the laptops for the district information officers.
The cameras were handed over to the Provincial Assistant Secretary Alan Simakando, who received the equipment on behalf of the Provincial Permanent Secretary.
I think we are witnessing this thing.
So they may look small, but what they are able to do is so much. So that is the lens which is affixed there, and then also it is mounted on a tripod if you want to have stable shots. So all those components flash everything complete.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah, so all the 16 districts have this in Western Province now. So we hope that all those concerns that you are talking about, at least now we should begin to see an improvement in terms of production from Western Province.
But if we have people who are able to do the job that they're being paid for and they have the tools, this is the way to go. It also gives them the sense of responsibility for what they are doing.
Limulunga district is among the last 6 districts to receive a camera.
Make use of it, good use of it, and look after it well. That's what is going to save the district for a long time. Sure.
The visit is aimed to evaluate the efficiency of information officers in bridging the gap between the government and the citizens they serve. Namakao Kayombo for Zanis in Mongo District, Western Province.
Now, Chief Chokomeni of Eastern Province in Lumeji District has warned that tobacco growing will be banned in his chiefdom if measures are not being put in place to avert biodiversity loss. He said this during a recent stakeholder meeting on the impact of tobacco and cotton growing on biodiversity loss in Lumeji and Lundazi district. The traditional leader observed that tobacco promotes the clearing of large portions of land, thus negatively affecting the environment. Chief Chokomeni expressed disappointment at some tobacco companies operating in his chiefdom who are not admitting that tobacco growing was promoting deforestation. He noted the need to adopt practices that promote the less utilization of firewood to dry tobacco. In other news, the German cooperation GIZ, through the Food and Nutrition Security Enhanced Resilience FANSA project, has donated 2 motorbikes to the District Health Office and the Department of Community Development in Mwasabombe District of Luapula Province. GIZ FANSA Project Senior Advisor Patrick Kolala says the 2 motorbikes will help the 2 departments to intensify monitoring the scaling up of nutrition interventions and strengthening the serving groups in the district. Lewis Changwe has the details.
In order to enhance monitoring of the scaling up nutrition interventions and strengthening of serving groups in Mwasabombe District, GIZ, through the FANSA project, has donated 2 motorbikes to the District Health Office and the Department of Community Development.
Thought of supporting the 2 ministries with motorbikes so that the technical officers sitting at Health Office and sitting at Community Development Office can have an opportunity to frequently visit the sites so that they keep building capacity in our officers that are working in those various sites. So we hope that these motorbikes will go a long way in ensuring that the transport challenge is eased.
The benefiting departments are grateful to the cooperating partners.
The serving groups we promote are also in an effort to improve the livelihood generally of our household, of the household of our beneficiaries. Hence, our mobility to reach all these communities is very paramount.
Mwasabombe District has actually benefited a lot from your support as implementing partners. Last year, you supported Mwasabombe with 2 motorbikes
District Commissioner Rosemary Mwiche has since advised the benefiting departments to use the motorbikes for the intended purpose.
Of course, we are the implementers. You are coming here just to hand over those. It is us who will be using those motorbikes. So it is us again to look after them properly.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Mwansabombwe, Luapra Province.
And finally in the news, a new mine supplier and contractors union has been launched in Kitwe on the Copperbelt province. The union, called National Union of Mine Suppliers and Contractors, is aimed at ensuring that local contractors and suppliers get better business opportunities in the mines. Kitwe District Commissioner Lawrence Mwanza, who graced the launch of the union, urged the members to take advantage of the conducive business environment created by government to establish their businesses. We have more in the following report.
As government continues to revive the mining sector, local mine suppliers and contractors are also positioning themselves to benefit from the expected fortunes. To this effect, a new mine suppliers and contractors union, dubbed National Union of Mine Suppliers and Contractors, NUMISCO, has been launched in Kitwe on the Copperbelt. The union is aimed at ensuring that local suppliers and contractors get good business opportunities from the mines. Nyambe Chikuruno is the union president.
The National Union of Mine Suppliers and Contractors was incorporated in the Republic of Zambia in October 2023 with the following vision: to develop a pool of Zambian contractors and suppliers that will be able to compete both locally and internationally in tenders of all magnitude, complexity, and financial values. The concept behind the formation of NUMISCO, which is by no means a trade union, but rather a gathering or community of mine suppliers and contractors, is as follows: to not only lobby the mines for business, for our membership, but to ensure that our members possess the attributes that the investor desires. Key among those attributes include compliance, both statutory and company specific, proper time management and adherence to schedules during execution of tenders, high levels of ethics and integrity, high levels of professionalism, quality controls and assurance, understanding legal implications when executing our contracts. The moral behind the birthing of NUMISCO is that since the privatization of the mines, suppliers and contractors have complained of being marginalized, sidelined, or even denied their fair share of the cake. When engaged to understand the aforementioned, some miners have advanced reasons ranging from substandard tender execution to non-delivery at all. Much as we may shoulder the blame in some instances, we want to also point out that this vice is two-way. The miners should also carry part of the blame. The common grounds for the problem being corrupt practices and cronyism, which lead to misappropriation of mines investment and also substandard work or even non-delivery at all. We will therefore work with the mines to understand them and obtain synergies together to better the economy and offer sustainable employment to our communities.
Kitwe District Commissioner Lawrence Mwanza graced the launch of the union and urged the members to take advantage of the good business environment created by government.
I welcome you to the seat of Kitwe. Even as we gather here to witness the birth of the new representative of mine suppliers and contractors in the name of National Union of Mine Suppliers and Contractors, NUMISCO. The Republican President, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, attaches great importance to the mining sector and all the players in the industry, as this is one of the key drivers of our economy. The key players in the economy include the miners, the contractors, and suppliers of goods and services, and most importantly, the the employment which gets generated from your activities. It is for this reason that I am in attendance to convey a message to you, UNESCO, so that you understand this task which you are undertaking. The Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises was born through the passion the President, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has for entrepreneurship, hence he's been a result of his profound vision. Above all, you should take advantage of the policies that have been provided by the New Dawn government through the able leadership of His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema as you conduct your business activities.
The Engineering Institution of Zambia was at hand to guide the new union members on the statutory instruments with regards to construction works, while the Anti-Corruption Commission warned the members against engaging in corrupt practices.
Let me talk about the benefits. What are the benefits of being a member of AIZ? So the first one, once you're a member of AIZ, it will be very easy for you or for your company to be given a job by the government, NGOs, the mines, just to mention a few. Because like I said, it's by law that you are registered with us. And so you will not be given a job in the mines if you don't have a certificate from AIZ, even from the government. Nowadays we're talking about CTF. So if you want to apply for CTF or you want to bid for that CTF project, you have to be registered with us for you to be considered. So it is very important that you are registered with us. Then
the formation of this union will strengthen the voice of the local contractors as they lobby for better business opportunities in the mines. Liz Ngobeka reporting for Zanis.
We now have a recap of the headlines. President Hichilema in Mongo for Kuomboka. Vice President calls for protection of workers' rights. Government starts receiving winter maize. Plus, Zambia, Tanzania strengthen ties to foster economic development. And that is all we had for you on this edition of Zanis News. Thank you so much for joining us. And on behalf of the entire production team and my sign language interpreter, Imelda Mulea, and indeed on my own behalf, it is goodbye and God bless.